Welcome, music lovers. Ready to explore the amazing world of Spanish music?
I'm ready. Where are we headed first on this deep dive?
We're going way back, starting with the sounds of medieval Spain. We've got this article from Geneseo en Español, The Evolution of Music in Spain, to guide us.
Sounds fascinating. I'm ready to uncover some hidden gems.
Me too. So picture yourself back in medieval Spain. What kind of music do you think we would hear?
Well, even back then, Spain was a melting pot of cultures, a blend of Christian, Jewish, and Muslim influences.
And that definitely comes through in the music, right?
Absolutely. Even in the medieval period, Spanish music was already a fusion, a reflection of all these different traditions coming together.
It's amazing how music can capture those cultural blends. The article mentions the Cantigas de Santa Maria as a prime example of this. Have you heard of them?
Oh, absolutely. The Cantigas de Santa Maria are these incredible devotional songs dedicated to the Virgin Mary. But they're more than just religious music.
What do you mean?
Think of them like musical snapshots of medieval life. The melodies often borrow from diverse cultures, and the lyrics offer these fascinating glimpses into everyday life back then.
Wow. So we're talking about musical time capsules.
Yeah.
From these early fusions, how did Spanish music evolve as we moved into the Renaissance?
Get ready for a dramatic shift. Imagine yourself now in a grand cathedral or a royal court. The music had to match the grandeur of these spaces. This is where polyphony takes center stage.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm not exactly a music historian. What is polyphony?
It's like upgrading from a solo to a full orchestra. Instead of just one melody line, you have multiple melodies happening simultaneously, weaving together in this intricate tapestry of sound.
So instead of everyone singing the same tune.
Exactly. You have different voices, each singing a distinct but complementary melody, creating this incredibly rich and layered soundscape.
It sounds amazing. Were there any standout composers who really mastered this polyphonic style?
Oh, absolutely. When we talk about the Spanish Renaissance, two names stand out: Tomás Luis de Victoria and Francisco Guerrero. They were masters of polyphony, especially in sacred music.
So they were kind of like the rock stars of their time within the church.
Exactly. And their music wasn't just confined to Spain, it resonated throughout Europe. They were musical giants of their era.
Wow, what a journey so far.
Yeah.
We've gone from these multicultural melodies of medieval Spain to the grand, complex polyphony of the Renaissance. It's incredible how music reflects these historical shifts. Where do we go from here?
Hold on tight. From the grandeur of the Renaissance, we're about to enter a new era, an era of drama, passion, and a uniquely Spanish form of opera.
Oh, I think I know what's coming.
Yeah.
We're about to delve into the world of zarzuela, right?
You got it.
Zarzuela.
Huh.
It's a word I definitely encountered, but to be honest, I don't really have a clear picture in my head. What exactly is zarzuela?
Imagine this: a stage, curtains drawn back, the lights are low, and you're experiencing a story unfolding through a blend of singing and spoken dialogue. That's zarzuela.
Ah, okay, so it's a bit like opera, but with dialogue sprinkled in.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. It's a uniquely Spanish form of musical theater, full of drama, romance, and often a touch of humor, too.
It sounds so dynamic and engaging. Why do you think this particular form, this blend of singing and dialogue, resonated so strongly within Spanish culture?
I think you're onto something with that question. I think it really speaks to that love of storytelling in Spanish culture and this knack for blending different art forms. Zarzuela manages to take that high drama and intensity of opera and make it feel more immediate, more relatable by incorporating those elements of everyday speech and familiar situations.
It's fascinating to see how each musical era reflects the cultural changes happening at the time. So from the drama and passion of the Baroque period, where did Spanish music go next?
Well, as we move into the 18th and 19th centuries, we see classical and romantic music sweeping across Europe, and Spain was definitely caught up in this wave too.
Of course. So who are some of the big names shaping Spanish music during this period?
One name that stands out, perhaps surprisingly, is Luigi Boccherini.
Boccherini. And that's a name that sounds more Italian than Spanish.
You're right, he was actually an Italian cellist and composer, but he made Spain his home and became a significant figure in Spanish music.
Wow, so even in this era we typically associate with those grand European composers, Spain had its own musical ambassador making waves internationally. What kind of music did Boccherini compose?
He was incredibly prolific. We're talking chamber music, symphonies, concertos. He really left his mark.
He sounds like a musical chameleon adapting to different styles and ensembles.
He was. Boccherini brought his own Italian flair to Spanish music, all while embracing some of the country's distinct musical traditions. And then, of course, we have to mention Manuel de Falla.
Ah, a Spanish composer this time.
Absolutely. Falla was deeply inspired by the rich musical heritage of Andalusia, which, as you know, is the birthplace of.
Flamenco. I was just about to say it. You can't talk about Spanish music without mentioning flamenco, right? It's got that fire, that passion, that raw emotion. It's utterly captivating.
You're preaching to the choir. And you're absolutely right. It would be impossible to imagine the landscape of Spanish music without the heart and soul of flamenco. Our article reminds us that its roots are deeply embedded in the cultural blend of Andalusia.
And what's amazing about flamenco is that it's not some relic of the past. It's managed to remain so vibrantly alive and relevant throughout the years. How has it done that? What's the secret?
It's a testament to its depth, to its ability to adapt and evolve while still staying true to its core. And when we talk about evolution in flamenco, one name instantly springs to mind: Paco de Lucia.
Poco de Lucia. Now, there's a name synonymous with flamenco guitar. It seems like almost everyone, even those who aren't flamenco aficionados, has at least heard of him. What was it about his approach that made him stand out so much? He wasn't content with just preserving the tradition. He was a true innovator, pushing the boundaries of flamenco, incorporating elements of jazz, classical music, even rock.
Yeah, he created this whole new musical vocabulary while staying deeply rooted in the heart and soul of flamenco.
It's incredible how one artist can have such a profound impact. So we've journeyed from ancient chants to flamenco fusion. But what about the latter half of the 20th century? I mean, the world was embracing rock and roll. What was happening in Spain?
Oh, Spain definitely caught the rock and roll fever, but they gave it their own twist. Get ready for the yay movement. Think catchy tunes, upbeat rhythms, youthful energy.
Yay, yay. The name itself just makes you want to get up and dance. Was it basically Spain's version of rock and roll, or were there unique Spanish elements woven in?
It was definitely influenced by British and American rock and roll, the Beatles, you name it. But Spanish artists brought their own flavor to it, blending those international sounds with traditional instruments and their own lyrical styles. It was like this musical dialogue between Spain and the rest of the world.
And speaking of making a global splash,
Yeah.
we can't forget Maciel's iconic win at Eurovision, right?
Absolutely. 1968, Maciel takes the stage with La La La, and boom, Spain becomes synonymous with that catchy, upbeat yay sound, a real turning point in Spanish music history.
It must have been incredible for a global audience to experience that energy, that Spanish flair, on such a huge stage. It makes you wonder what's next. What's happening in contemporary Spanish music? What's got everyone talking, everyone dancing?
Well, buckle up because we're stepping onto the global dance floor. Contemporary Spanish music is all about irresistible rhythms. Think about the infectious energy of reggaeton and the global phenomenon that is Latin pop.
It's true. You can't go anywhere these days without hearing those rhythms. They're everywhere. It's amazing how these genres have transcended borders.
Absolutely. And what I find so fascinating is that even with these global genres dominating the scene, you can still hear those echoes of Spain's rich musical heritage.
That's what I love about it. It's like this beautiful tapestry weaving together the traditional and the modern.
Exactly. It's that constant interplay between tradition and innovation that keeps Spanish music so captivating, so fresh. Just look at artists like Rosalia and Enrique Iglesias. They're blending those infectious Latin rhythms with pop, electronic music, even hints of flamenco.
Talk about a full circle moment. We started with medieval music fusing different cultures, and here we are, centuries later, witnessing that same spirit of fusion in the global sounds of today.
It really goes to show that music is a living, breathing reflection of a culture's journey. And what a journey it's been for Spanish music.
Absolutely. This deep dive has been incredible. We've traveled through centuries of Spanish music, uncovering hidden gems and rediscovering familiar favorites. From those ancient echoes to the modern beats that move us all, it's been an amazing exploration.
It really has. And for anyone listening, if you had to choose one era or one artist to dive deeper into, who would it be? What speaks to your musical soul? Let us know. Keep those musical discoveries coming.